Transitioning to Gu Changa's room, Gu Changa said to Tian Tian, Tian Tian, there's something I don't know if I should tell you. Tian Tian anxiously asked her master. After a moment, Tian Tian expressed surprise. I didn't expect that my brother had been captured by the Skyfall Holy Land to do forced labor. The grandmother beside her also spoke up. Grandmother has a question. If the heavens say Jiang Yang faces such a bad situation, how could he survive? This matter can't be solved just by nature. Gu Changa replied seriously, this is exactly what I don't want to guess, because even a saint can't safely retreat when faced with the misfortune caused by digging the dragon's veins. No mistake at all, even. The grandmother spoke, then this is the only possibility. Xiao Yang must have had his body taken over by someone. Tian Tian also asked worriedly, Grandmother, do you and Master think that my brother is no longer my brother? He was taken over by someone else, the real brother is gone. So where is Jiang Yang now? Gu Changa lowered his head and patted Tian Tian's head, saying, Tian Tian, this matter isn't certain yet, don't worry, I hope this is just me overthinking. But in the next few days, when you interact with your brother, pay more attention to see if something feels off. Gu Changa handed Tian Tian a jade pendant. This jade pendant contains my master's divine soul. If you encounter danger, break it. Don't worry, everything is taken care of by your master. Tian Tian picked up the jade pendant. Thank you, master. A notice board appeared. The luck child, Jiang Yang, was suspected by his family, causing a crack that damaged his luck, earning 6,000 luck points and 40,000 destiny points. The scene shifted to a room where the saintess had just received a forwarded message, so the little girl with Gu Changa is Jiang Yang's sister. She finally understood, I see. There was no news before because she went to the desolate sacred body to live as an ordinary person, but in the end, she still found you. She thought to herself, if I'm not mistaken, the ancestor of the immortal maiden Holy Land was a being enlightened by a human ancestor, so there must be some methods behind the immortal maiden Holy Land. One wrong move there, and you're done. I must lure him over and create a unique condition. But the reincarnation of the human ancestor cannot know that I was the one who killed him, so I must make him believe that I came from the lower realms to find him. But that immortal might also be a variable. Should I subdue him first? At this moment, on a busy street, with the sounds of hawking goods everywhere, Jiang Yang, Tian Tian, and her mother were shopping. He asked, this is your first time coming to such a place, right? Jiang Yang happily replied, enjoy yourselves, money is not an issue. Is it to prevent me from making a move? Do they think I'm foolish? Look over there. Haha, that person is really funny. Ah, and there's the candied hawthorn that Tian Tian loves. Jiang Yang turned around, holding a few skewers of candied hawthorn, smiling and saying, try it, it's flavored like elixir. Tian Tian interrupted him and said, brother, I'm a little tired. I think I want to go back first. Tian Tian looked uncomfortable, with a slight frown on her face. Jiang Yang felt a bit unaware, as if he sensed something. He said, if Tian Tian is tired, then let's go back. Tian Tian seems a bit unhappy today. While thinking about it, Tian Tian said, yesterday you mentioned something difficult to say. Jiang Yang awkwardly replied. That's true, but didn't you say you should trust your brother? Tian Tian continued, your luck is so good, only you survived. Those who went to dig the dragon vein all died. How could my brother come back unharmed? Tian Tian pretended to be confused. Jiang Yang replied, Tian Tian, I don't know what he said to you, but you'd better not get close to him. Jiang Yang continued, think about it, he comes from the higher realms, and his knowledge far exceeds everyone here. He actually thinks you're the most special. Clearly, you can't cultivate, so his kindness must have some ulterior motive. Tian Tian, don't be foolish, don't let him use you. In today's society, no one would be kind to you for no reason. Whether you believe it or not, you can ask your wife and see if I'm right. Woo-woo. Master can't eat anymore. Tian Tian recalled before, when Gu Changa gave her many pills to nurture her body. Sorry, Master, Tian has wasted a lot of immortal pills again, but I still can't cultivate. The wife stood beside her, pondering, one pill can make many. Experts fight desperately, how come there are so many? Tian asked, Master, is it that you no longer need Tian? Gu Changa responded indifferently, if you can't cultivate, then it's fine, just stay by my side and massage my back and shoulders. As for those spiritual pills, just treat them as meals. After all, you called me master. These things are nothing to me, Tian, don't overthink it. I've looked through many ancient texts, and your master is probably a hypocrite. He must have come here looking for treasures. Or spiritual pills, right? Once he finds them, he'll surely trick you into returning to the upper realms to cultivate you. In reality, he just wants to use you to achieve his own goals. Tian shouted, enough, brother, stop saying that. Master is not that kind of person. Tian firmly said, Master is a good person, brother, you're not allowed to slander him. Xianluan's sacred land. Gu Changa said, it seems that the ancestor is sealed here. Taking advantage of Jiang Yang's absence, Gu Changa directly barged in. Several henchmen fell to the ground, still struggling to lift their heads, and asked, how did this happen? Why are you doing this? Gu Changa took out the green light sword, showing a sly smile, what if I secretly refine his greatest support while Jiang Yang is away? As soon as the words were spoken, Gu Changa sent the remaining people to meet Yama. Then, Gu Changa entered the forbidden area, where the spiritual energy was dense, hiding precious resources that the heavenly god realm could not gather. The human ancestor truly worked hard for the cycle of reincarnation, but with such a big move, not everyone is fortunate enough to bear it. Then I'll reluctantly take care of it. Suddenly, a voice came from inside. Junior, seeking death. A light shadow appeared, and an elderly man with piercing eyes rushed toward Gu Changa. He spread his arms wide, attempting to capture Gu Changa, who coldly said, why is this old guy in such a hurry? It will be your turn eventually. The light shadow stopped abruptly upon seeing the treasure bottle saber in Gu Changa's hand, and with astonishment, said, treasure bottle saber? You arrogant and ignorant junior, do you think just because you have the treasure bottle saber? Before he could finish speaking, his face suddenly turned pale with fear. What is this feeling? You are. Gu Changa revealed a shameless smile, that's right, I am the successor of the demonic art. Congratulations, you guessed it correctly, I'll reward you with a death sentence. The elder used all his strength to resist, shouting in terror. Human ancestor, save me, help, help. Only his mournful screams echoed through the air. Gu Changa said smugly, don't worry, the ancestor will soon be on his way with you. Then he had to admit, I never expected that the origin of the supreme reincarnation would be so pure. If the main body were to act this time, it might not be easy to succeed. Suddenly, Gu Changa sensed something unusual. The scene switches to Tian at this moment. Jiang Yang thought to himself, is this the awakening? A woman was running from the distance but was suddenly struck by the aura from Tian. She was directly knocked back more than 10 meters. Jiang Yang realized the situation was bad, the attack was incredibly strange. Tian was about to make a move against Jiang Yang, and he hurriedly shouted aloud. Tian, I'm Jiang Yang, don't you recognize me? When we were young, you often followed me to gather herbs and catch fish, don't you remember? Tian suddenly stopped, brother Jiang Yang. At this moment, Jiang Yang had noticed a slight flaw. He didn't care about anything else, he had to suppress her first. Jiang Yang rushed forward, about to grab Tian when suddenly a vortex appeared in the space. A familiar hand reached toward Jiang Yang's cheek. A slap directly sent him flying several kilometers away. Every time Jiang Yang encountered Gu Changa, he inevitably got slapped. Gu Changa immediately turned and asked, Tian, what happened? Tian answered with a sad expression, Master. Master. There was a murmur from outside, so, this is the immortal who has been causing a stir recently. At this point, the old woman also stepped forward and answered, reporting to the immortal, "This is the first time I've seen Tian Tian in such a state." Gu Changa's face darkened as he said, "What did you do to my disciple?" At this moment, Jiang Yang, holding his swollen face, said pitifully, I didn't do anything. We were just having a normal conversation, and I don't know why Tian Tian turned out like this. I didn't lie, everyone saw it." He cursed inwardly, "Damn, the gap between him and me is so huge." Another slap. Gu Changa turned to leave, but before he left, he threatened, "If I find out that you lied to me, even Tian Tian won't be able to save you then." Jiang Yang could only grit his teeth and reply, "Yes." He was still holding his swollen face, thinking to himself, "It seems it's time to restart the previous plan, I must get rid of this guy." Suddenly, a system prompt appeared, "The daughter of fortune fights against the son of fortune." The son of fortunes. Fortune is damaged, gaining 8,000 points of fortune and 40,000 points of destiny. Humiliating the son of fortune in front of others, the son of fortune's fortune is damaged, gaining 2,000 points of fortune and 10,000 points of destiny. Gu Changa revealed a crafty smile and sighed, "This level of reward is barely enough to catch up to the cultivation resources I need right now." The scene switches to Jiang Yang's secret room. The beautiful woman handed the envelope to Jiang Yang and said, "This letter was sent by a disciple from the foot of the mountain, saying that you need to open it yourself." He said, "A letter from an upper realm cultivator, they must know my identity." Why would an upper realm cultivator be guiding one person and appearing in this small heavenly god realm? What is the heir of the human ancestor temple up to? Forget it, avoiding complications is less important than dealing with that person. Then he asked the woman, "Your injury is fine now, right? Help me with a task, I need you to go." The woman accepted the order and obeyed. The scene shifted to Gu Changa's room, where he was savoring tea and said, "Oh, such good news. Be clear." Changa looked at the woman below, and she said, reporting to the immortal, "This matter is absolutely true. According to reports from the Sacred Land's disciples, recently, there has been an anomaly at the Feathering Heavenly Pool, with a phantom Qing lotus standing in the air. Perhaps a treasure has appeared, and I came to inform the immortal." Gu Changa replied, "Why are you telling me this?" The woman responded, reporting to the immortal, "The opportunity at the Feathering Heavenly Pool is not something cultivators of the heavenly god realm can enjoy. I believe there may be something there that might interest the immortal." Gu Changa put down his teacup and confirmed, "I understand." Changa thought to himself, Jiang Yang, you are practically writing the words Nirvana Qing Lotus on her face. Is this all you've got? You must think the gap between us is too big now, and that's why you're revealing the opportunity, right? But I'm sure you've set up a lot around the Feathering Heavenly Pool, haven't you? The conditions for obtaining the Nirvana Qing Lotus are extremely harsh for upper realm cultivators, making it a rare item. Such significant news, even if it's false, I must still check it out. Don't disappoint me. At this point, the three of them had returned home, and Tian Tian said to Gu Changa, "Master, didn't you say you didn't want me? Why did you leave me here?" The old woman chided Tian Tian gently, "You must not be rude to your master." Gu Changa sat down, gently stroked Tian Tian's head, and said softly, "Tian Tian, you're very cute and smart. How could I not want you? It's just that this trip is too dangerous, and it would be safer for you to stay here." Tian Tian, however, tearfully said, "Didn't Master say that there's a tremendous power inside me? I can use it to protect you." Before Tian Tian could finish, Gu Changa interrupted, "No. Are you disobeying my orders now?" Tian Tian knew she couldn't change her master's decision, so she said sadly, "Is the dangerous place Master is going related to Brother Jiang Yang?" The three of them fell silent, not knowing how to answer. Indeed, she was a sensible child, unable to hide anything. Gu Changa gently stroked Tian Tian's head and said, "Very good, very good. As far as I know, the person occupying your brother's body cannot hurt you." Don't worry, I won't be in danger. After that, Gu Chang'e turned and left, seeming reluctant as he said, I promise, I'll be back soon. After speaking, Gu Chang'e transformed into light and left, leaving Tian Tian crying while holding the old woman. The old woman comforted her, your master doesn't want us to fall into danger, he's really a good person. On the other side, Jiang Yang stood with his hands behind his back, watching Gu Chang'e leave and muttering to himself in satisfaction, You couldn't resist the temptation I set up, could you? I've already set up an array at the feathering heavenly pool to protect the Nirvana Qing lotus. Even the great sage Sun Wukong couldn't escape, Jiang Yang's cold face, paired with his terrifying words, made the woman shiver. She still had a faint sense of unease, unsure of what would happen next. But all she could do was pray that everything would go smoothly, or else the sacred land would be destroyed. Gu Chang'e flew toward the location provided by the woman's information, a cunning smile appeared on his sharp face. The scene changes to outside a courtyard, where the saintess is waiting for news but has yet to receive any response. She rests her chin in thought, realizing that Jiang Yang isn't a fool after all, he didn't fall for it and even sent a reply. If that's the case, all my plans are ruined. I'll send another letter to probe him, if it's Chang'e, it shouldn't happen this way. And that mysterious immortal. I heard they are also in the immortal will sacred land, could they be someone sent by the human ancestor? If that's the case, things will get complicated. She said this as her hand touched her lips. Her eyes lit up, if Jiang Yang doesn't take the bait, then I'll have no choice but to go to the immortal stick sacred land and flatten everything. But if it's Chang'e, he shouldn't do this, right? It's so hard. At this moment, Gu Chang'e has been standing there for a long time and has heard all her thoughts. He smiled from the side and said to her, what a foolish woman, Jiang Yang isn't so easy to kill. You made such a big fuss. Going down to the mortal realm to find someone, but you have no plan at all. How are you going to slaughter that pig? Let me, your husband, help you. The scene shifts to the space where the saintess is imprisoned. She tightly hugged herself, warily watching Gu Chang'e, fearing what he might do to her. Gu Chang'e merely chuckled and said to her, what are you joking about? This is my world. I can come and go as I please. Why would I need to report to you? The saintess still curled up in the chair. Then, Gu Chang'e walked over and pinched her mouth, saying, now you belong to me, watch your attitude. Her mouth was distorted, and she couldn't speak clearly, you, this, bastard. I'll tell you. Before she could finish, Gu Chang'e directly threw her aside. She looked confused, not understanding what had happened, and could only scream, you. Gu Chang'e didn't care, if you behave well and make me happy, perhaps I'll let you go. She froze when she heard this, let me go. But in her heart, she thought, as long as I can get out, whether it's in the next life, I will have the chance to kill you. Gu Chang'e now sat confidently in the chair and said, ah. I'm so thirsty. It seemed to hint at what she should do. Soa understood and could only bite her lip in endurance, walking forward to pour tea for Gu Chang'e. Gu Chang'e teased, I really have good fortune, to drink tea brewed by the hand of the saintess Soa. Facing his mockery, Soa could only remind him, don't go back on your word. Gu Chang'e grinned, of course not. Then Gu Chang'e sarcastically said, you don't even know how to brew tea, wasting 5 spirit immortal leaves and tree heart springs 800,000 years, and you can't even brew tea properly. Gu Chang'e, if you want to humiliate me, then you've succeeded. Gu Chang'e took a small sip of the tea and said, I'm not that bored. I just didn't want you to be alone here. Without anyone to talk to, I was just worried you'd be lonely. She crossed her arms and clearly didn't believe him. Stop pretending, a devil like you, cold-blooded and heartless, how could you have any humanity? Gu Chang'e's expression turned serious, where am I lacking humanity? Should I just sit there waiting to die, or wait for others to take my life? What for? Soa thought what he said made sense, that's reasonable, but that's still no excuse for your indiscriminate killing.